This is a psychic reading for September 2020, just to see what types of energies we'll be dealing with. So I'm seeing a picture, and this is a symbol, of course. And I'm seeing a picture of what looks like a jar of honey being spilled out. And this looks like something from Winnie the Pooh, actually. It's the way that I'm seeing this. So this is like the honey jar that, Pooh would like in those stories. It looks like it's being poured out, but I'm seeing it being poured on the ground, and Pooh is getting it, but at the same time, there are these energies flying around it, and it's there's something about it not being exactly quite the way that it should be, because it's being dumped on the ground. I'm going to see what these energies are that are flying around. I'm hearing the word bank account is coming up. And these are like worries about bank accounts or jobs. Let's see, what is this? What does this honey represent here? So I'm not really getting that it represents money necessarily, as much as like people getting what they want. I want to see a little bit more about what that is about. This is about people getting the jobs they want. It's like it's being poured out on the ground, so it's like a splurging of some sort. Let's see, what does this mean for the general population? There's going to be a lot of activity going on, but it's going to become almost like circus type of energy, or lots of stuff that's going on that's for entertainment purposes, but it's not necessarily all that helpful, all that beneficial to people, like in a wholesome sort of way. I'm seeing things like pumping, like machines pumping, indicating there will be movement in the economy, but it'll be almost like a superficial sort of movement. I'm going back to this picture that I was seeing initially, this Winnie the Pooh picture. Let's see, what does this mean with Winnie the Pooh in it? It's like he's getting this getting this honey, and it's like he's eating it and he's happy, but it's all just like pouring on the ground, and so it's like, kind of like a celebration that's kind of a wasteful celebration. And so, he's getting what he wants, but it's kind of diminishing as he experiences that like kind of indulgence of it. See, what does that mean for the population? I'm going to go with the U.S. population in particular here. What does this mean for the U.S. population in particular? Seeing people watching the news, watching Joe Biden on the news, seeing people not happy with what they're seeing on the news. It's like people just aren't really buying what's going on. Let's see, what does this have to do with this picture I was seeing earlier? It's like people are just doing what they can to please themselves, to be happy and whatnot. But it looks like it's it's not really going to work out too well in the end. It's like people are becoming trapped by doing so. Like they don't know what to do, so they're just doing what they can to feel good or have something work out for them. It looks like it's not the wise route. It looks like that's what the type of energy people are going to be handling for September. Let's see what else. I'm getting a picture of a jack-o'-lantern. It's like kind of like a cat face carved into it. There's like women, like a family of women who have this. They are, enjoying the picture of this cat on it and whatnot. So it's like people are resorting to kind of like simpler things is what's coming up for a pastime activity. Kind of like arts and crafts seems to be coming up here. Looks like there's a lot going on in the news for September, and people are just kind of sick of it. It's like almost like overwhelming. People are just trying to do things on their own that can give them an escape from that. But I wouldn't really call it an escape as much as finding something better to do, I guess. Finding something real. that's more real to them than like something more personal to them, something they can cherish. Looks like that's what people are reaching out towards. And there's like a general distrust for politicians in general. It looks like it's coming up, and just like people are just kind of not sure what to believe. I'm going to see a little bit more about September. Some picture of a waterfall. Something money related to this. I don't know why I keep seeing like there's like this feminine female energy that I've been seeing throughout this whole time. A lot to do with mothers and taking care of their children, especially female, like some female bonding keep coming up. I'm seeing this waterfall, and it's like this representing money falling, and just kind of going away. Let's see a little more about what this means. People are relying more on like families to take care of themselves, and it looks like it looks like there's some financial issues going on for sure. I'm gonna look for like maybe more politics, like see what comes up for politics. I'm seeing Mike Pence with a pen. I think this is Mike Pence anyways. Looks like there's like he's kind of going over things that have happened with Donald Trump, like there's some sort of like he kind of has to step in on some level, or at least evaluate, and kind of it's almost like Donald Trump has to step back and let him do it, because he's like stuck in some way. So Mike Pence has got to kind of own up to what's going on politically in some way. See him signing this document. And handing it to Trump. It's kind of like Trump needs some more like stability from him, and he's able to kind of be more stable to like make ends meet for Trump, if that makes sense. And then I see Trump having this plan, but he didn't plan it himself. But he had the end goals in mind. But Pence is kind of the one who's more like able to be more level-headed with it, so he's able to really like formulate the plan to make it work. It looks like Donald Trump is kind of aware of that, and it looks like he's holding this thing up, like he's got a new plan figured out. We'll look at world politics. So things are pretty chaotic right now. We're also seeing some chaos still going on in September, looks like. Seeing things like breaking apart, like ice glaciers breaking apart. This has to do with countries. Looks like there are countries going into other countries and kind of really changing what's going on within those countries. Or at least influencing the people of those countries. Looks like Middle Eastern kind of area. It's like guns too, like the people in charge have guns, so it's like it's by force. It's like a militant situation going on here. I'm seeing people kind of confused, like which way they go. It's like different forces, kind of from different angles. It's almost like they have to choose what side they're going to jump onto. It's just kind of chaotic. Lots of opposing. I'm seeing like 3 different forces coming in, like kind of battling each other, and like the people kind of deciding which one to go to. Let's see what else shows up for the world. I'm seeing this alligator. This represents some sort of energy that's just really affecting the world right now. Very old energy. It's been around for a long time. Kind of like rusty, if that makes any sense. It has to do with militant or militaries. It's kind of making people stand their ground politically, and it's like putting their foot down and like, no, this is what I'm representing. This is what I am about, and it's inflexibility. It's not allowing people to change. There seems to be a bit of resistance towards change within politics, and I'm seeing this as like world politics, like just throughout the whole world. There's a lot of stubbornness. People are afraid of, not doing what they're supposed to do because there's like these hierarchical powers in charge, and people feel like threatened, like unsafe, if they aren't doing it in the way that, like, you might have You know, like you might have a really harsh boss that, you know, walks into the room and everybody like straightens up and, you know, gets all tense. Kind of like that sort of scenario. And it's looking like there's a group of a big, massive awakening of people around the world grouping together and whatnot. And it looks like there's this fear that's driving people to stay with the old system. But it looks like there's so many people supporting these new ways of being that those ways, they're not necessarily safer. Like the fear of letting go of that isn't really relevant to the situation because well, the system would be different. So there's, you know, that's fear because of what can you land on, so to speak, if you can't, you know, fall back onto the system that works for you. But it looks like there's so many people forming these groups to kind of self-sustain themselves outside of the old system, forming somewhat of a new system. And it looks like that has its safety to it, and it's becoming bigger and bigger and stronger to the point where it's actually not necessarily safe to stay with the old system. I'm not saying it's more safe to leave it, but I'm saying that it's not necessarily any more safe. It's almost like slowly over time becoming less safe. I see it like the kind of like breaking down of the system. It's like growing and growing and growing, and then it kind of like slows down a little bit. And so there will still be like 40% like safety and strength in the old system. After it's just kind of like it's kind of like halfway through this like spurt, like this quick growth, and then it kind of slows down a little bit, and then it slowly just kind of like keeps going, but it's not like at the same rapid pace that it is right now that we're halfway through, and then it will kind of slow down. However, this isn't just for the month of September necessarily. This is it's like the month of September. It'll be the fast sporadic growth throughout the month of September, and then after the month of September, like maybe halfway through the next month, it'll start slowing down a little bit, but it will still continue. So that's what I see for the month of September. Hope you enjoyed this reading and got something out of it. Don't forget to check out my other videos. Give this a like if you like it, and have a great day.